Raggedy guys.
T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N. Better guard your grill. T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N,
Live, we in the building.
Mouthpiece included. T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N. Better guard your grill. T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N. Mouthpiece included. T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N. Better guard your grill. T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N.
All right. We are in the building. Let's stop this share right quick. Let's see here. This is weird. There we go. What's going on there, fella?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday.
Yeah, man. Thor's Day, huh?
Man, it's rough here in the Shy, baby. Rough here in the Shy.
Hey, I was just there. You know, I was there, man. Bears opening weekend, bro, and nothing but peace in the streets. I got nothing but love and all the mayhem. It's all in the news, bro. Like, it's nothing. There was no crime that weekend, bro. I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah. It just, man, it's terrible what's going on. I can't even do any plugs or shout outs or anything because of the loss of life of our youth during this week. We got some young students that were killed yesterday, and these I don't know what to call them. These people are putting out over social media that their plans to attack or have shootouts at different high schools in the city of Chicago. And, the leadership has no answer or no suggestions or, nothing that it sounds like they're trying to do to curtail what's going on here in the city. And it's really disheartening.
Yeah, man, it's a case of the chickens coming home to roost, man. The violence is leaking out. It was contained in the projects, and not just in the projects, but in certain areas, and it'll be on the south side and the west side. But now it's up in River North, and it appears to be a problem. But we're going to jump on topic, man. Today's show, as you guys can clearly see, it's Blacks in Golf. This particular show has been a long time coming. What we're going to cover today is our weekly hot topic. If there's something that one of the hosts want to cover that came up in sporting news this week, or politics, sporting news. Also, we're going to cover how about those Bears? How about them? How about them Bears? And then what's that, fella? Bear down, Chicago Bears. Also, it's just in time. And then we're going to cover, as always, our quarter black of the week. And then if this brother here has any White Sox news he wants to share, we'll get there. I got a little bit on the Bulls camp. And then, of course, we'll go talk about Blacks in Golf and, ways you can, maybe golfing can benefit our community. So, Ace, you know how we do, bro. You go ahead and start it out. If you got any comments or anything for your intro, any words?
All my words is stop the violence in Chicago. There's no reason for kids need to fear going or coming from school. So whatever needs to be done, whoever needs to be stepping out after school to make sure that there's no violence, either it's the police department, grandmothers, mothers, fathers, parents, anybody that has the wherewithal, the resources, the mindset to make sure that our young students are getting home from school or going to school safely. And it's not just in the city of Chicago. There was a report of a shooting at the bus stop in Louisville, Kentucky. So, and you hear all of the other random gun violence at school, before schools, at schools, or after schools across the country. But let's do what we need to do to help the kids. We got to protect the children. It takes a village. We are the village. Let's make it happen. That's the only thing I got to say. Every other plug can wait till next week. But let's protect these kids. Let's do what we got to do. Police department. I mean, the major announcement from the mayor was she's raising the property taxes to take care of the budget shortfall, even though we're getting all this money from the federal government, COVID relief for the American Rescue Act. But there's no stand-up plan by her or the superintendent of police here to do something about the violence at these schools, around schools, or just basically in the city of Chicago.
Why is there a budget shortfall? There's still stuffing their money in the pockets.
Yeah, there's still cash, buildings, and little checks on the sides.
Yeah, I mean, you're already paying some of the highest tax in the world.
Yeah, well, it's going higher because the city needs it. But I don't know because normally taxes go to, well, they just made an agreement with the FOP for a new contract. So I guess that's what the new tax hikes are going to cover the FOP contract. Right?
Talking about the Fraternal Order Pussycats?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, man, I'm going to concur. It's been going on for quite some time. The old pendulum of violence in the great city of Chicago. I know what the solution is, but everybody have to roll up their sleeves and get out there. So it's not going to happen. Well, I don't want to say it's not going to happen, but until that happens, and we're just going to have much the same. So that being said, last week, Ace, we covered athletes and aliens. Was there anything else, did you hear about anything or anything else you wanted to add to that? Any comments?
Athletes and aliens. Yeah. They had
Baker Mayfield.
The Manning, the two the Manning brothers on Monday Night Football, spewing their comments during the entire game. And Gronk, they had Gronk on there. He said he didn't want to do it. And he came out with a statement stating that, he was forced to by the PR director. And he just made a small statement like, I don't watch film. I never have. And of course, the aliens across the country went crazy, saying that how can he be a NFL player and not watch film?
Well, had he never told them, they would have never known.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then he had to come out with a follow-up statement saying he was joking. Of
course. And then, of course, Twitter is all over him in the Twitterverse.
Yeah, and the Trollverse. Yeah. But it's
any other trending news in sports outside of the Bears? We'll get there, but
you see that? CHI.
Well,
Chicago
we'll
White Sox.
Oh yeah, the White Sox. Yeah. What happened, bro? Yeah, what happened this week?
Clinched the division today. So they're locked into the playoffs. They clinched the division at their first doubleheader game in Cleveland this afternoon. So they're heading to the playoffs for the second year in a row. For the first time in White Sox history that they've gone to the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Nah, bro. Nah, come on, man. Shoeless Joe Jackson and all those cats.
This is my right
Shoeless
hand.
Shoeless Joe Jackson and all those cats was dominating, bro.
Yeah, I think all that was wiped off the books. But in the first time in White Sox history,
modern history.
Yeah, modern history that they've been to the playoffs 2 years in a row, even after the World Series era in 2005. So in and out. in and
I'm
out.
gonna have to go to the bandwagon, to the Uber platform, and order a Sox bandwagon. Might be time to start jumping on. I usually wait until after the first playoff series. If they win
Oh
their
yeah,
first
yeah.
playoff series, I'm gonna be all over the bandwagon.
I bought all that stuff after the playoffs last year to jump on the bandwagon. I got this hat because I like it.
Well, how far did they go last year, bro?
Last year they didn't go far,
First round out, pitching.
but well, they blamed it on the manager, and he's gone. So I'm going to ride the Renteria Shamrock Shake because the Cubs
Renteria to
fired
home.
him the year before they won the World Series. So and then they hired an experienced manager. So the White Sox did the same thing and fired him, and then they brought in La Russa. So we're going to win in the championship this year, guaranteed. Renteria Shamrock Shake.
So it's a good omen, huh, bro?
Absolutely, it's going to repeat itself in history. Absolutely, but
so I'll go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
but yeah, I believe everybody's pretty much healthy right now. They put a lineup out there today that represent what they wanted to do at the beginning of the year, minus the injuries that we faced in spring training with Eloy Jimenez out and Robert out and a couple of pitchers out. So, Tony La Russa's got them rounding out right, last couple of weeks of the season, ready to jump into the playoffs. So, they're going to play together as a number one unit. And
wait, you're talking about Tony La Russa Jr., right? Or the third?
No. Senior.
I can't be talking about the Tony La Russa.
The La Russa that he rides to the games on Uber, just in case anything happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, he gets anxious, all that traffic. Everybody's driving so fast now.
Yeah. Just in case anything happens. They got an Uber or a limousine to get them right on home after a White Sox victory, especially in the playoffs. So he'll be fine.
Hey, I was going to ask you though, bro. Well, maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but all right. Well, we already covered the White Sox, man, and go Sox. So I'll be jumping on the bandwagon. As I said, I'll get me some Sox gear here real soon. Yeah, maybe I'll get a ball cap or something like that, bro. You know what I mean?
Go.
Yes, sir. So we did that. So I was going to ask the question to the Self Love Nation and also to you: is it just in time? So I'm going to go ahead and still ask you, Ace. I mean, I know Nagy is doing it, and he said he's doing it because the other cat is the ginger, but his knee is a little ginger. But
tender.
Yeah, the ginger's ginger. But is it just in time in your mind? And before you answer that, bro, it played out just how I told you. I told you, bro. I said this dude would have been third in my charts, stress free. You know what I mean? You're throwing me into a Chinese fire drill where he's not, you know what I mean? He hasn't had a chance to really take the reps. That wasn't a good look, man. It just wasn't a good look. Now, I expect him to look better this week, but even saying though, Ace, and my point is, and I'm hearing other pundits jump on the bandwagon, and you guys heard it here first, I guarantee you that, but if you as a coach, Ace, is telling me my son is not ready to be a starting quarterback, he's just not ready. But I guess you could say, no. Well, I guess you could say he's ready to be a backup, but that's weird, man. But is it just in time, though, in your mind? Is he ready, and is it time in your mind?
Well, my preseason prognostication pointed to week 4, which will be next week at home in Detroit. But the football powers of beast saw that the ginger got tender in week 2. So they went to Justin in week 3. But I believe it may be because of the pundits around the country stating that it was his time. in week 1, and they waited to week 2. Now here we are in week 3. The question is a matter of the TAT, absolutely. 9 Mills, a Terminator. The question is whether Nagy can take the arrogant chip off his shoulder and design an offense that is conducive to just-in-time succeeding. I'm pretty sure his offense coordinator, Bill Lazor, can figure it out because he wanted him to start at the beginning of the season. However, it's just a matter of the head coach who needs to be concentrating on other things during the game. He doesn't want to give up the play calling. Will he allow the offense to be geared around just in time? It's the plays that were set up for him and called for him during the preseason. We'll see on Sunday during the Cleveland Browns on the road, which I think the Bears will.
I say he's ready, man. They dropped a couple of big balls they should have had.
Yeah.
The play calling again was questionable.
Horrendous.
Yeah, to say the least. So we'll see. But I've been saying either put him out there day one or make him third in the depth charts, because if the line is still porous, run Foles out there and then let him get beat up for another few weeks. But again, it's just in time. I'm happy. And I don't expect to see anybody else quarterbacking for the Bears for a very long time, barring injury.
Hopefully the next 10 years.
Yeah.
But I believe, the line was the Achilles heel of supposedly coming out of training camp. But those guys in 2 games, barring penalties and a couple of mistakes, which everybody makes during a game, I haven't seen that bad a line play for the first two, especially going against the Rams and a decent line in Cincinnati. So, it's just a matter of, cleaning up some of the mental mistakes they're making. But as far as playing offensive football, I haven't seen that much poor play from our offensive line, as opposed to other teams with rookie quarterbacks or, bad lines. I'm looking forward to Sunday, even though I'll be at a baseball game during the time. But I'm very much so looking forward to the Bears play on Sunday.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a big game. But who's your quarterback of the week, bro? A lot of them fell off from last week, and the ones who were questionable, had big weeks, man.
Well, I got to repeat my pick from last week, who's 2-0 now. He's a man out of Denver, Colorado.
Teddy Bridgewater?
Teddy Bridgewater out of Denver Broncos. He's 2-0 now. So I don't see anyone that's played better than him over the following week. Your Jameis Winston, fell down the hill.
Look, this is for 1 week. It doesn't matter what he did the week before. You got Action Jackson. You got the mulatto was on national TV. He played pretty good, but he lost. Who else you had?
Yeah, Action Jackson started out with two terrible turnovers.
Yeah, but he rushed for over 100 and had 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, and he went over 3,000 yards. Also in rushing as a quarterback.
But there was another quarterback, Ace, that had a big week, a black one, big week. Was it one of the young ones?
Jesus Shuttleworth?
I think he might be on Arizona. He snapped like 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, my man. Yeah, my man.
Yeah, 5 touchdown passes. He broke records for rookies. Yeah, man. I think we'd have to give it to him.
Okay. You're right.
Yeah, if we can think of his name.
Murray.
Yeah, yes. He put up huge numbers, bro.
Yeah.
He was like a video game. He had the whole, stick going, man.
Well,
so I think this week. Go ahead. You're a big Bridgewater fan, man. But I mean, what was Bridgewater's numbers when you compare him to that? And who are they playing against?
Bridgewater got the W, and he's 2-0. Murray has, he has those Tecmo Bowl numbers as far as a quarterback.
Yeah, he got the W though.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and he's being touted as early MVP type quarterback. But this is a marathon, not a sprint. So it's a matter of the adjustments that the league makes to his type of offense, which they've made the last couple of years with the Arizona Cardinals. They've started out strong, and all of a sudden the league made adjustments to their running quarterback, and how fast he is, and the type of offense they're running, and they faltered toward the second half of the season. But,
well,
I concur. He is the quarterback of the week.
Quarterback.
Black.
Yes, So week 1, who did you pick? I can't remember. I might have to go back and look. And then
I picked Teddy Bridgewater.
You picked Teddy B.
Yeah.
And I picked, I think, the kid out of Philly.
Oh, Jalen Hurts?
I know he won, but I don't know if I had to go back and listen to it. But I'm going to track these, bro. And whoever gets whoever quarterback gets the most votes by the end of the year, we'll be able to announce the most valuable quarterback, most valuable, you know what I mean? Yeah.
We'll call the PR department for the team and get them on the show.
Yeah, get him on the show. This guy's the quarterback of the year,
That's right. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, come
on.
Who
else is going to call and tell them that?
No one. All right, so here we go, bro. So we got our quarterback of the week, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, yeah.
And then we already covered the Sox. So, I was just for the Bulls. What did I have for that? I know I've been following a lot, bro, on different Bulls podcasts and stuff. Bro, it's people picking them, man, like to win a playoff series, bro.
Well, I mean, I got a lot of faith in the coach. He's won 2 national championships in Florida, and he can develop a team to win.
Yeah, I call him TJ Maxx because he gets the max for the minimum.
Yeah, but that's all predicated on injury. So it's a matter of how healthy the Bulls stay throughout the course of the season or toward the end of the season.
Well, what's this about Alonzo Ball, man, and some sort of tampering, and the Bulls might have to give up a pick or whatever? What's that all about, bro?
Yeah, it's all bull. It's a Bulls hit. That's all it is. And anytime the Bulls do something, they want to, hit the Bulls. So it's just a Bulls hit that the press corps is coming up with. I guess put the Bulls in reverse. Instead of going 2 steps forward, they're going to take 2 steps back. But I don't think
tampers, man. I mean, every time we start getting something going, man, they single us out. I mean, come on, nobody was tampering for Alonzo Ball. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, you can't say that when you got guys putting super teams together all over on the West Coast, East Coast, wherever.
No, you're right. And the deal was done 2 hours after it's done. Like, even if it's 1 hour, listen, people would their contention, Ace, is that it was a sign and trade, and because of that, it's a lot more into that. So obviously they would have been, talking. But if I'm somebody on New Orleans management, man, he messed up, running his mouth, tweeting, got too excited and released the deal like as soon as free agency was announced. He just was dumb. Yeah, but it was a rookie, management mistake. But if I'm their PR, I'm saying no, the deal wasn't done. There was not any tampering. what we had was scenarios, set up.
Yeah,
We had gone to these players and said, what if the Bulls are interested? What if this and what if that? You know what I mean? And so we had talked to their agents, and so we were prepared.
that's easy to refute. I mean, come on. How can you assume tampering in a sign and trade between the Bulls and the damn New Orleans Pelicans?
What's going to happen, bro, is your boy going to end up coming to the Bulls. He's going to follow ball.
Zion?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, now you can talk about tampering in a couple of years when it's contract.
Yeah, that's what that's all about.
You can do a sign and trade.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll send you some.
We'll
send you some bum we got here for the sign and trade or draft picks, whatever the hell you want to get. Zion and Shy under the Jordan brand, and make it happen.
Hey, here's what I said. I had a thought yesterday, and then ironically, the wife, I know it's all about, I think, Fannie Mae, and it's another company I can't ever think of since I moved to the West Coast. But
Freddie Mac. Fannie and Freddie.
Yeah, well, my wife brought home some Mrs. Fields cookies. And it was funny, man. Just yesterday, I was like, Mama Fields, Justin Fields' mom, and their agent need to make a phone call to Mrs. Fields Cookies, right?
Right.
And get that contract signed.
Get it done.
I mean, it's brilliant.
Especially in Chicago. Come on.
Come on, bro. You know what I mean? Boy, I have Mrs. Fields Cookies all over, just like they did the Campbell soup for, what's the guy that likes to drive around drunk? Allegedly. Yeah, he played for Mount Carmel.
McNabb.
Syracuse. Yeah, McNabb. Yeah.
Didn't like T.O.
Yeah. He couldn't stand T.O. because T.O. was a alpha male in the locker room, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'd be Mrs. Fields would be the official cookie of the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields.
Facts.
They blow up all over.
Struggling. Facts. And if there's a struggling watchmaker out there, they can be just in time.
Just in time. Yeah. Well, even the watchmaker that formerly endorsed Tiger Woods. What was that?
Yeah.
I don't know if Tiger still has that contract, but
Yeah, it's not Rolex, but it's the other one. Yeah, one of those big names.
Hog Tower.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't wear watches.
Yeah, you walk around with $80,000 on your wrist and wondering why somebody followed you home. And but here we go. So we covered that. So enough of the Bulls. It's not time yet. We wanted to get into the topic though, Ace. Blacks in golf and our history of golf. It's a lot of cats don't really know this history. I don't think I've always known it, if you want me to be honest. So it's good to do stuff like this and get a little research in, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Even when we went to the golf clinic sponsored by the Kids Golf Foundation, let me change hats. The Kids Golf Foundation that Phil Jackson, Give Me a Chance Foundation sent us to last week. As far as they went over the golf rules and, the basics of golf. And they also, mentioned the Chick Evans Scholarship, which is a golf scholarship at the University of Illinois that you can get if you caddy, and you can attend school there for your entire 4 years at no fee. And then there's a Chick Evans house at University of Illinois where you can live and graduate.
Where do they golf at, bro? At U of I? I don't think I remember seeing the links.
There are plenty of golf courses around Champaign-Urbana. Plenty. Unfortunately, those were the places we were frequenting when we were strolling around the campus of University of Illinois, but there's a multitude of golf courses at Champaign-Urbana. Nice courses. I've been to maybe one or two post leaving the University of Illinois, but there's a lot of nice courses in Champaign-Urbana because, of course, there's a lot of land.
Yeah, but the U of I didn't have its own like golf nine holes or anything like that stadium. You know how
I'm pretty sure they did. They would have to because they had a golf team.
right.
It's just something that we weren't privy to or interested in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't privy.
So they had to have a course where they were practicing and playing. It's just a matter of, who was going to watch the golf matches when the other Big Ten teams were coming into town. And it wasn't us. I was watching the Flying Illini or going to the track meets when we had those free passes to watch the athletes. But yeah, the Chick Evans scholarship is we're touting at the particular golf clinic I was in, and how golf can be a lucrative summer job.
Yeah, man.
Or internship for
yes.
college students or high school students.
Yes.
You can get your time and money in early in the day, and you can have the rest of the day whatever would you like to do, or just build relationships to business or college, by being a golf caddy or a player during your high school years. But it was quite interesting, and unfortunately, all of our inner city schools are geared toward football, basketball, some baseball, and golf is left out because they say it's an expensive sport, but if you can get a sponsor for your clubs and some lessons or a golf coach at the school, then you can go to the public courses and play. It's it's something to consider for everyone that may be interested in the sport, or you have kids that are interested in golf, or have children that aren't 4 or 5-star football players or basketball players or bowlers, or golf is a very interesting, peaceful sport. It challenges your mental and physical skills for those 4 or 5 hours that you're off on a course trying to get through the 18 holes. So, I enjoy it. They say it's a sport for you, us old guys, once we can't get up and down the court anymore, dunk or, do all those things that our bodies were used to be able to do. But, I enjoy being out on the golf course and making it happen.
Well, this is August 14th. It's golf.com. Nowhere has the game been played with more determination and under more imposing odds than with the African American population in the U.S. Blacks were assumed to caddy for their slave masters in the South in the days of slavery, and I would say the North too. They're always talking the South shit. Yeah. And then they took up the game in large numbers in the early 1900s. The golf tee, in fact, was invented by African American George R. Grant. Yeah. In 1899, that's when the tee was invented. Grant was a dentist by trade, and he took up golf after the Civil War. The patent office gave him a trademark on his invention of the tee, but he never marketed it. He shared some with his friends and playing partners, but most he kept squirreled away in his home. He died in 1910 without accumulating much wealth from the invention, leaving those who followed him to amass the fortunes from the golf tee. John Jay Shippen Jr. was an early golfing pioneer who played in the second U.S. Open. The son of a Presbyterian minister, he was only 16 years old in 1896 when the Open was played at Shinnecock Hills on Long Island. His father was sent by the church to minister to the Shinnecock Indians, and young Shippen met Scottish pro Willie Dunn when he was just 12. Shippen became quite a proficient player, rising to the position of assistant pro under Dunn. When the Open came to Shinnecock, he decided to enter after much prodding from members. The field of 35 was almost entirely foreign born. When he learned that Shippen, who was a light-skinned black, so he was passing, was in the field, a boycott immediately was planned. Two reports are given on a solution offered by Theodore Havemeyer, the president of USGA. One is that Havemeyer claimed Shippen was half Shinnecock Indian, which made his race of less importance. Another is that Havemeyer told the golfers that, yes, Shippen was black, and if the competition included but one player and that was Shippen, it would go on. Regardless of what was told to the field, the tournament did proceed and Shippen played. He was tied for first place at the end of day one, but on the second, he struggled on the par 4 13th and took an 11. He eventually finished 7 strokes behind the winner. He would, however, play in 4 more U.S. Opens. Another prominent early African-American was Joe Bartholomew, who grew up in New Orleans and entered the Caddy ranks by the age of 7 in 1887. He became an exceptional player, attended college in New York to study golf course architecture, and eventually returned home to ply his trade. He designed several golf courses in New Orleans, but because Bartholomew was black, many members of the courses refused to let him play what he had designed. John Brooks Dendy was very poor as a child in the 1920s, but he wanted to be a golfer. He collected several metal club heads. He fashioned shafts from broom handles and played with the clubs for several years. He won the Southern Open at 18 with these clubs, then won it 2 more times in 1934 and 1936. Racism and prejudice were still rampant all over America, of course, and in 1925, an organization for black golfers was founded, the United Golfers Association. The African Americans were not even considered for play in white tournaments. That slowly began to change, however, with Bill Spiller and Ted Rhodes, and finally with the great Charlie Sifford. Spiller was raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's where the Black Wall Street was. After having been born in 1913, he went to college at Wiley in Texas, then moved to Southern Cal. An exceptional player, Spiller was repeatedly foiled in his attempts to play professionally. He developed friendships with many white pros, some of whom, Jimmy Demarant and Johnny Bulla, made valiant efforts to get him into tournaments where he could compete against great pros in the era. Solely because he was black, though, Spiller was omitted, and not just, this is golf.com, and not just Spiller, but also Rhodes got another great golfer, the former heavyweight boxing champion Joe Louis, worked his way into the white establishment because of his fame, playing in several tournaments in the 50s. He had begun to play in 1935 and lost to Big Mac Smelling in 36. Many believe because he was focused too much on golf and not on boxing. Right. The PGA of America contained a clause which was written into the bylaws in 43, stating professional golfers of the Caucasian race over the age of 18 years residing in North or South America and who have served at least 5 years in the profession, either in the capacity of a professional or in the employee of a professional as his assistant, shall be eligible for membership. In 1948, rumblings began, rumblings which one day strike the clause down. 1-3 tournaments allowed black players to compete: the Canadian Open, Tam O'Shanter All-American in Chicago, and the Los Angeles Open. Tournaments were heretofore known as Opens, meaning tournaments which supposedly were open to everyone, often excluded their names to invitationals to exclude players. A provision in the PGA rules stated that anyone who finished in the top 60 was eligible to play the next week. Spiller and Rhodes did so in 48 in the LA Open and went on to Oakland, which was the next tour stop. They were incensed when they were not allowed to play and filed a lawsuit. The attorney was persuaded by the PGA that the situation was about to change and dropped the case. It didn't, but Demerit, Jackie Burke, and Leland Gibson constantly campaigned for the black players to their fellow pros. And in 1961, the Caucasians only rule finally came to a head. By now, Spiller was reduced to caddying to earn money. One day in LA, a gentleman for whom he caddied asked Spiller why he didn't play. Spiller told the man, Harry Braverman, about the case. Braverman advised Spiller to write to the California Attorney General, Stanley Mosk. An incredulous Mosk told the PGA that they could no longer play an event on the public course in California, then wrote the attorneys general of most other states with the same information. The PGA finally bowed down to the waves of the negative publicity in November, canceling the clause. Charlie Sifford, Pete Brown, Lee Elder, and many others were free to tee up in that tournament. They endured much racial abuse and were refused many public services in the towns where they played, but they played regardless. Brown was the first African American to win a tournament when he won in the Waco Turner Open near Ardmore, Oklahoma, 1964. Sid Moore won the 1967 Greater Hartford Open and in the 1969 LA Open. Lee Elder in 1975 was the first black person to play in the Masters. Since then, others have blazed the trail. Calvin Peete, Jim Dent, Jim Thorpe, and others have joined the PGA Tour. Walter Morgan and Bobby Strobel have joined the Senior Tour, among others. One player, though, may be destined to become the greatest player of all, black or white. That man's name?
Tiger Woods.
Big ups to golfs.com.
This and it's amazing that in 2021 you still have to have the Major League Baseball pull, the All-Star game from Georgia because of a racist voting rights bill.
Thanks.
And they still want to sue Major League Baseball because of their institution of a racist voting rights bill in 2021. And here we are in 1964. The PGA had to bow down to the state of California because they said that they couldn't hold an event there because of their racist views. So here we are 55 years later, we're still going through the same mess with a major sport organization just for the basic human rights for African Americans. So,
I mean, that's a great point, Ace. And then to add to that, bro, because you mentioned last week as a teaser into this how, and we'll get into it, how, you make a lot of business deals are happening on the golf course, So that means that the men who were making those decisions were powerful people.
Yeah.
These were judges. These were, the ones who were at those private courses.
Absolutely.
So what they did, bro, it used to be open. So when the brothers started suing, saying, well, if it's open, why can't I play? Then they started. That's when it wasn't so open no more, bro.
You got to change the name to an invitational.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, we still going through it in 2021.
Yeah, Ace. But I mean, I don't know. You'd like to think that the sportsman in a person could get them past that racism, but I've been called naive before, and I don't expect it to be the last time.
How could a sportsman want to change the golf course because you have a 19, 20-year-old by the name of Tiger that's winning all the current events? How do you want to Tiger-proof a course or change the course because this kid?
Well, it's the Will Chamberlain playbook. They've been doing that for years. Change the rules.
We want to.
They did it in the NBA. They changed the rules.
No donkey.
NFL got too physical. They changed the rules.
No more hit.
Yeah, it was all good when they were hitting us like that. Remember, one or two of us in the league, and they were killing us. Yeah.
Yeah, Tatums and the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
big buckets of the world coming and grabbing you by the nuts and trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You're during and after the plays, yeah.
Even before that, man, the first, the people who broke the color line in the league, the stuff they always had to put up with, like
Oh
the
yeah,
golfers.
like
Yeah.
and Brown and the other guy from Syracuse that played running back.
Jim Brown didn't respect none of them.
No. But it's a shame that it's still going on today, and unfortunately it's going to continue. I'm pretty sure there's still some country clubs and particular clubs. I don't know if they're all in the South or wherever they are, that still have bylaws and rules that they can't have black members.
Yeah, they definitely don't want you there. And then the paper bag tests will come in too. They just can't be too dark. They got to be like Curry-ish. What's Curry's? Yeah. They got to be like that. High yellow.